Carlesi from Botanic High School.
Hi, I'm Zach Klein from Botanic High School.
And I'm going to talk about expanding educational opportunities for Armstrong School District youth.
No, Sia, no, listen. I am here to talk about expanding educational opportunities for Armstrong School District youth.
No, Zach, I was supposed to talk about expanding educational opportunities for Armstrong School District youth.
I was supposed to do this show, Sia, for expanding educational opportunities for Armstrong School District youth.
Look, I guess the only way we're going to have to decide this is with an expanding opportunities for Armstrong School District youth wheelie chair jousting match.
You're on.
Janessa, hand me my trident. Thank you. Turn me around. Cease this madness!
Anyway, if you want to learn more about expanding educational opportunities for Armstrong School District youth, stay tuned, because
Education today starts now!
Good evening and welcome to Education Today. I'm John Zish from the Armstrong School District, and tonight our topic is the ASD Foundation. What is the ASD Foundation? I'm glad you asked. It is a 501c3 nonprofit arm of the school district that raises money to provide educational opportunities for Armstrong School District youth. And this year they had a banner year. They were able to award $13,000 worth of grants to teachers who submitted projects that will improve the educational opportunities for our students. And we're going to talk about some of them tonight. We have 3 outstanding teachers who were recipients of these grants with us tonight. We'll be hearing from Erin Scahill, we'll be hearing from Mona Flieger, and we'll be hearing from Sue Bowser, all teachers from the Armstrong School District. First, we have with us Miss Erin Scahill. She's a teacher from Katanning Senior High School, and she's here to talk about her project. Welcome to the program, Erin.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. Would you please tell us briefly about yourself before we get started?
I am an English teacher at Katanning Senior High School. I have all 10th grade students this year, and I've been teaching in the Armstrong School District. This will be my 4th year.
Very good. And you were awarded an ASD Foundation Educator Grant. Congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank you.
What's the title of your project?
Technology Enhanced Education.
Okay. And can you tell us briefly about what that is?
Well, actually this year I was selected to be a CFF teacher, which means Classrooms of the Future. So there will be awarded by the state smart boards and laptops and projectors added to my classroom. So for the grant, I applied for different forms of technology, mainly media, like PowerPoint presentations, an interactive game the students can play on the smart board, various CDs and movies, everything that would bring more technology into the English classroom.
Okay. And how much money were you awarded?
$500.
$500, okay. What sort of things will you buy with that $500?
Well, I went through and made a list of the items. The one that I already said was the interactive game. Basically, it has buzzers, and so you can make more of an activity out of the reviews or various topics. And it'll use the smart board, so you can use different games from the internet, and then it makes it interactive for the students.
Okay. Can you give us an example, like looking ahead to when you implement this grant and the technology? Can you kind of take us inside of like a lesson in which you will use some of these products bought by the grants?
Whenever we start a new novel unit, I would probably do background on the author and the time period. So I would be able to use PowerPoint presentations to give the students the information instead of the typical paper and pencil notes or note-taking. So using the PowerPoint on the big screen, we can use pictures, see what the times were like. We would probably do that. And then maybe at the end of the novel, if we were doing a review or talking about major themes, we could use the interactive game with the smartboard also, so the students could interact with that. I'll also have the laptops in my room so the computers can be constantly used by the students, so that would be something else that I would try to use as much as possible during the novel unit.
Okay. So let's take, for example, what's a novel you might be teaching with under this grant?
Animal Farm.
Animal Farm by George Orwell?
Yes, very good.
Okay. Well, how would an interactive game work with Animal Farm? Or how would a PowerPoint work, or a laptop? You know, how would those help enhance the learning about Animal Farm?
Well, I'd probably start out talking about the Russian Revolution and everything that was going on in Russia, so we'd start with background information. I could use PowerPoint for that. I could have the students do web quests on the computers where they would actually look up the information I wanted them to have, or the students could create their own PowerPoints about different topics from the novel or the background information.
What's the interactive game do? Like, I don't understand that exactly.
I guess you have to create it. So if I were going to play Jeopardy and put Jeopardy up on the board, the game hooks up to the computer and then they would be able to buzz in. So you'd have a buzzer instead of just like raising their hand and stuff like that.
That's pretty
so
innovative.
They would have teams or partners, or depending on the class size.
That sounds good. It sounds like what you're trying to do is revolutionize the way we teach the classics here at Armstrong School District.
Yes, that's the point.
Well, why do you think that's useful in today's age to kind of add the tools of technology to the teachings of these classics that have been around for hundreds of years?
Well, I think that the students, when they leave the classroom, are interacting with media and technology constantly. They're on their cell phones, their iPods, the computer, and so when they come into the classroom, it seems a little backwards to sit there with a paper and a pencil.
Right.
So I'm trying to make it more interactive. I think the students will get more out of it. The learning will be more authentic, and it'll be more interesting, which will motivate them to learn.
That sounds good. Now, how did you end up applying for this grant, and what led you to even consider it?
I did an internship this summer for ASD, and so I had some time to think about it. I wanted to apply the year before, but time constraints, I just didn't get the application in. And I really wanted to apply for it because the money's out there and it'll help my students in the classroom, so that is why I did it.
Excellent. Well, is there anything else that you would like to add on the topic of your grant or the ASD Foundation?
I think the grants are great. It's really exciting to have. There's lots of grants out there, but to have one that actually comes from your community, I think means a lot to the students.
Excellent. Well said. Well, thank you for being here. Good luck with your project, and
Thank you.
keep us posted. Maybe we can have you back and we can do an update, or come to your classroom when you see the students working with the technology.
That would be great.
Okay. Thank you very much, Erin. We're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll learn more about the Armstrong School District Foundation's Educator Grant Program. Stay tuned.
Before I came to IUP, I had no idea what college would be like, or what role I would play, or where I'd be in the future. But when I came to IUP, everything changed. I met people who really made me feel like I belonged. I had great classes at a great nationally ranked university. Hi, my name is Megan Miller. I'm a fine arts major, and this is my university.
Welcome back to Armstrong School District's Education Today. Tonight we're talking about the ASD Foundation, which is a nonprofit group that raises money to give our students innovative educational experiences. We have another teacher with us, but before we talk to her, I'm going to mention a little bit about how the ASD Foundation gets its money. This nonprofit group tirelessly works with a board of volunteers who are its trustees, and they have an annual golf outing that attracts about 72 golfers each year, held at Katanning Country Club. In addition, the ASD Foundation asks for payroll giving from its teachers and staff, and teachers generously give about $5,000 to $6,000 each year, which help sustain the ASD Foundation and enable it to give the grants, like the ASD Foundation has just given this year, with 10 projects totaling $13,000. And so now we're ready to talk to our next teacher guest. We have Mrs. Mona Flieger here from West Hills Intermediate School. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your grant as well.
Thank you.
Would you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I teach Title I reading, grades 4, 5, and 6, and this is my second year to do that. I've been in the district for quite a while, so I've taught actually grades K through 12. There are a couple grades I've missed, but I've hit most of them.
Wow. Well, what is the title of your project that you received funding for?
The title is Racers, and we've started to call ourselves the Reading Racers.
Reading
and
Racers.
That acronym stands for Racing always challenges and excites reading students.
Okay, good to have an acronym. How much money did you receive for the project?
We received $1,000.
Oh, very good. And what is your project in a nutshell?
Working with Title I reading students, I saw a need to get the students motivated. So the whole project is centered around reading, but starting with the students' interest level. And last year they were interested in quads, racing cars, bikes, but I could not find appropriate materials for them.
There are not a lot of books about quads and...
The ones I was finding were not appealing or old.
Higher reading level.
That too.
Yeah. Okay, well that's always innovative to try and take what the students are interested in and make it academic, tie that in. So how does that work with your project?
Well, we're in the process. Several of the things we're going to do. First, we are going to order, and they are ordered, something called rubber band racers.
Okay.
And
what's that?
That is a car made out of a little race car. It's balsa wood. And they will get the parts to that car, and they will get an instruction sheet, and they are going to build the cars. And then they're going to take those cars, set up their own racetrack, and they're going to explain to their peers how they've done that and how the project works. That's just one aspect of it. We also wanted to pull in the businesses and get the local community involved. And so we're having one of Cubic's representative, the cycle shop in Katanning, will be coming in to talk to the students. And it was very interesting when I met with him, because in addition to agreeing to come to talk, he provided several brochures for me to give them and wants them to read it and be prepared to meet with him.
So there's some reading material that's on the topic that they're interested in, racing.
Exactly.
Kind of have to sneak it in there, I guess.
We do sneak
Very
it
good.
in, right. But it was interesting because yesterday the students are now sneaking it in.
Oh.
And one of the students brought in their dirt bike magazine because there were things they just needed me to see.
Ah,
So it works two ways now.
that's good. So student reaction is already positive.
Exactly.
Oh, that's good. When are some of the milestones of your project taking place? Like throughout the year, when are some of the kind of the highlights going to occur?
Well, next week we will have the guest speaker come in as kind of a kickoff. But because the students were preparing for his presentation and they were reading, they have already done. Now, what you see here is a brochure that they put together, and all the information you see, they read his brochures, and as small teams, they came up with information they've already learned.
They sort of summarized the information, made their own brochure.
So already
Wow.
they're working with main idea and detail and some of
that's good.
reading skills that they need, but this was just a fun way for them to do that. So that's one milestone, and then the end of October, we're going to continue this. So this is part of our project. Every major topic they study, they'll do either a brochure or some kind of newsletter. So next we're going to look at inventors and how that ties in with the topics. So they'll start to do some research in different areas than pamphlets given to us by the company. And so they'll be doing ongoing with the brochures. At the end of October, they are scheduled to take a field trip to one of the cycle shops, and they are going to do some comparison shopping. So they're going to decide what quad they want, do some research, and then go in and actually look at the quad, get some prices, and decide which one they would theoretically decide to buy.
Oh, that's very good.
Okay.
Quad is the vehicle for reading comprehension, I guess.
Exactly.
No pun intended, vehicle,
And
but I see you have another visual aid there. What is that?
Okay, in addition to doing their rubber band eraser, they're going to do this one called air racers. And this one is really cool, I think. They're going to love this. They will get an eraser, but the book that goes with it tells them exactly how to put it together. So they have to do some building with that. And then it tells how it works. So we will be breaking these down, studying these, and probably turning this into a brochure. And they're also setting up a display case in the school. So this will be part of that, I'm sure. And then they're taking a lot of this stuff back, either into their own classroom and telling their peers about it, or they'll be inviting their peers in for demonstrations.
I noticed that there were some concepts in those books, such as electrons even, so.
Yes, so it ties in with science. It's going to tie in with the social studies and the history aspect.
Very good. And I noticed that you're planning to have them make another brochure, and you've already had them complete one. What is the advantage of that educationally? What does that help the students do? When you make a brochure, what's that help them with?
When they see this, because they haven't seen it in the final form, they're going to be so thrilled to think, I published this, I was a part of this.
Wow.
And just the idea that they have done something that, this is very difficult. When they start to see their success there, that's going to transfer to their other areas of study, I believe. Also, this is also going home to the parents, and this is also going to be going to our local communities. And I have a feeling that this will be placed on their shelves to be passed out to customers coming in.
Very likely. That's good. Well, is there anything else that you would like to add that we haven't covered about your project?
At this point, I think that's the essence of it. We'll also be doing some reading racing, which means we'll be reading books and keeping track of what we read in a racing manner. This project is probably going to fill their entire first semester.
Wow. Oh, I did think of something else. How were you led to apply for the AHS-TV Foundation grants? What led you to that?
The fact that my students were talking about subjects and I couldn't find the materials was disturbing me. And even though I get quite a bit of funding for the materials, we just needed something a little more. We needed that catch to get them motivated.
Very good. Well, thank you for envisioning this project, and good luck with it. Keep us posted.
I will.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, we're going to be taking another break. Please stay tuned. When we come back, we'll learn more about the Armstrong School District Foundation grants with Mrs. Sue Bowser. Stay tuned.
Before I came to IUP, I had no idea what college would be like or what role I would play or where I'd be in the future. But when I came to IUP, everything changed. I met people who really made me feel like I belonged. I had great classes at a great nationally ranked university. Hi, my name's Megan Miller. I'm a fine arts major, and this is my university.
Hello and welcome back to Education Today from the Armstrong School District. Tonight we're talking about the AHS-TV Foundation and its grants to educators. The AHS-TV Foundation is a nonprofit group that gives money to improve educational opportunities for students. And this fall, they gave $13,000 worth of grants to fund 10 projects in the Armstrong School District. We're now joined by Mrs. Sue Bowser, who is an elementary math coach in the Armstrong School District. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Would you please tell us briefly about yourself?
Well, this is my 30th year of teaching. 3 years ago, I was hired as a math coach for the district, and I worked with 5th and 6th grade, and this year 4th grade also. And I love math, so I like to do math and get our teachers excited about math. And that's what my whole job is.
Excellent. And I take it the project that you won money for is probably math related.
Yes, it is.
What's the title of it?
It's Versatiles.
Versatiles.
And Versatiles can be any subject area, but this one is math, is what I am ordering. And it is a case that has the versatiles in it. And then they have the student works on a workbook, and they place the numbers on the answer, the correct answer. They match it up. So, yes, you can see how it is done, and I thought maybe we'd play a game of see if you're smarter than a 5th grader.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm up for the challenge.
All right, so he's going to do a workbook page that's called Everything in Order. It's Order of Operations, which is a 5th grade. And he is going to, I have all the numbers out. Then what he's going to do is he's going to work on this workbook page. And this is exactly what the students will do. So you look at the first one. 2 times 4, let me see.
2 times 4 plus 8.
Plus 8 divided by 4. So
Okay.
what do you have to do first?
I feel that I'm going to multiply the 2 and the 4 together. And then I'm going to hold that for a moment, and I'm going to divide the 8 from the 4, and then I'm going to add the 2
All right,
results
go ahead
together.
and do that.
I don't know how to manipulate the tiles,
Okay,
though, Mrs.
now,
Bowser.
You look at number 1, you look at, and you decide where you're going to put, you look at the correct answer down here,
Oh, okay.
and where you find your correct answer after you have done the problem, and the tile will be placed in that position.
Okay.
So number 10 is going to go,
I decided that the answer was 10.
okay, so you're going to place the tile right there, and this was question
1.
1.
Okay.
All right. So go ahead.
Oh.
And you can do this. What I plan to do with these then is to have this as a lending library for our 4th, 5th, and 6th grade students. And that way the teachers can write to me or email me, and I will send these to the classrooms. I'll go in and model them first so that the students will have a chance to work with them and see how to do this. You can see he's thinking hard.
I just have to guess on this one.
So this is one of those ones you might have to call a friend, huh?
Yeah, where's our lifeline? Huh?
Yeah, where's the lifeline? So when I had first applied for the grant, my idea was to order 5th and 6th grade materials. And so I wanted the problem-solving lab, the critical thinking lab, the measurement lab, and the 5th grade lab, which is a larger kit, a 6th grade lab, the algebraic thinking lab, and I also wanted an algebra lab, which will be for the gifted students in our district, that they could also be using this. And then whenever I received the grant, and I'm also working with 4th grade, I called the company, first of all, to see about the sales tax, and they were running a special. They told me that they would give 5 extra of these for every one kit that you ordered.
Oh, that's
so
great.
I called and I asked, well, could I trade some of these in that they were giving me free on the shipping so that I could order another set? And they said, sure. So I'm able to get everything I wanted.
Very creative.
And I have a little bit left for my $2,000, and I'm going to use it for boxes to help me store them.
That's great. Well, I'm stumped on question number 2, everybody. I have to admit in front of our audience that I don't know how, it's like 2.2 divided by 1 plus 1 times 0.03.
You do what's in the parentheses
Right.
first.
2.
So it'd be 2, 1 plus 1 would be 2. And then 2.2 divided by
Oh, okay.
2 would be 1.1 times 0.3. So what would you have?
That? I couldn't find that on the tile here.
Okay, so you do number 2 question. You'll put number 2 on that
Oh, it's the number.
tile.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Number of the question.
The number 2 will go on that
Okay.
K.
Right.
So you'll put it right there. Now these are self-correcting,
How's that?
because if you ended up with doing everything here, and then what the student does is they flip it and it makes a pattern. And at the bottom of the page it shows the pattern.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
And that way they can see their pattern and they can check their own. So this is for differentiated instruction, the centers that the teachers would use, because they could use different levels for the different students, and they can work independently
That's neat.
and work in their centers.
That's really neat.
So,
How much are one of these?
the board, it's a kit for 5 of these, and the workbooks is $199
Okay.
for each level. But then the larger kits for the 4th, 5th, and 6th grade was $325 each.
So this isn't something that parents probably can buy.
This
for
is
their
something
kids.
they could.
Oh,
This
okay.
itself is $12.95. The kit.
Oh, okay.
I mean this, and then what I have here, this isn't even one of the books this is a sample I had picked up at a workshop I was at PCTM conference, and I thought it was such a good idea that I picked one up.
Very good.
So,
That sounds like an excellent project. And how will you roll this out over the course of the school year?
well, as soon as I get the materials, and they are ordered, I ordered them the other day, I will contact my teachers, my 4th, 5th, and 6th grade teachers, and the gifted, and tell them what I have. And if they would like me to come in and demonstrate them. I already have one teacher who contacted me. As soon as I get them, she would like to see them used. So then I will take them to the 6 schools that I work with and the different classrooms, and I will go into the classrooms and show the children how to use them.
What schools do you work with, in case we hear any parents,
I
if you have
work
any
with
parents
all of
watching?
them. I work with all
All the
the
elementary?
elementary buildings in the district.
Very good.
And this was a teacher at Dayton that heard that what I was doing, and she knew about them, and she wanted to see them as soon as I got them. So I'll be going into the classrooms and just to model them, and then I'll tell the teachers anytime they want to borrow them, they can just email me, and I will send them out to them.
Excellent. Well, let me ask you a little bit about how you decided to apply for the foundation grants.
Last year, Barb Carnahan and I, who is the other math coach, had applied for a grant, and we had received a $500 grant for working with Connects, and we had gotten sets of Connects to work in the classrooms, and it was fantastic. We did so much geometry and review, and I think I was in every room in the district that I could, and we held workshops, and we did different things that the teachers could see how the Connects would work in the classrooms. And so I thought, well, what can I do this next year? I'd like to apply again. And I thought of the versatiles, and I thought it would be good to get them in the hands of the teachers, that they could work with them.
I noticed that both of the grants that you've done, last year with Connects, this year with Versatiles, they're handheld things that the students can do. Why do you like that?
Manipulatives are very good. You have children who learn best by holding, and especially with the Connects. Now this has the workbook that they have to do that and then put the things in. But with the Connects, every child can learn better by using the manipulatives and the handheld.
Sure.
Yes.
Well, is there anything else that you would like to add about your project?
I'm just thankful to be able to do this for the district, and I'm happy to have the Connects also. And I'm just very pleased.
Well, we think it'll have a great ripple effect for the good here in Armstrong School District, and we'll probably have many happy parents hearing about these grants and hearing about the visionary teachers that we've talked to tonight, as well as the many others across our district. So thank you for being on our program, Sue. We appreciate your time, and good luck with the project.
Thank you.
That's our show for tonight. I would certainly like to thank the 3 teachers who came on tonight to promote their projects: Aaron Scahill of Katanning Senior High School, Mona Flieger from West Hills Intermediate, and Sue Bowser, district-wide elementary math coach. I would also like to thank the outstanding TV students of Katanning Senior High School, led by their teacher, Mr. Don Swanson. They were our film crew today. Please join us again next week for another look at the Armstrong School District. Visit our website for updated news about the district, and have a great week.